water footprint quantifies the amount of water that we consume and pollute for making a product over the full supply chain. And it's useful to know that because in many cases in some of the processes of making a product there's too much water use, or in places where water is too scarce. So the water footprint shows the amount of water use and also shows where and whether it's used in a sustainable way. Yeah, the water footprint can be used indeed for products, so then we know whether a product is sustainable, yes or no, or to which extent it is sustainable, and what we can do to make it more sustainable. Some of the products are being produced inside the country, other products are being imported, so it's interesting to know precisely where the products come from, how they are being made, and whether the water being used in different places is used sustainably and efficiently. Water footprint and the virtual water concepts, they are very close. For instance, if you have a water footprint of the country as a whole, then part of it is inside the country, part of it is outside the country. And if we speak about the water footprint outside the country, this is possible because of the import of water-intensive commodities. And in this case we also speak about virtual water import. So here we have the virtual water concept. People think often, if they think about water use, they think about the water use at home, but the water footprint related to your home water use is generally only 1% or at max 4% of your total water footprint. So the other 96% of the consumer water footprint relates to the products you buy, industrial products and agricultural products. But most of the water footprint relates to food, and therefore what precisely you eat matters. What we need is water footprint benchmarks for products. So we know what is reasonable amount of water for 1 unit of product, and then companies can set reduction targets to lower their water footprint to the reasonable level. And also it's good for companies, of course, to look where their products come from. So they invest in the local communities to make water in the local communities where they source from more sustainable. Consumers, on the other hand, they can think about what is their consumption pattern. They can reduce the consumption of water-intensive commodities like meat, or they can waste less food in general, or think about the clothing they buy every year again, because cotton requires a lot of water. And I think consumers finally can ask greater product transparencies from companies, so that if they buy something, they also know that the water footprint is sustainable. For companies it's interesting to lower the water footprint, because in the end you reduce also the risk for their own company. And of course, from a corporate social responsibility point of view, it's good that if you sell something, you can guarantee that it is sustainable. For companies, the operational water footprint and the water footprint in their own operations is often small compared to the water footprint in their supply chain. And therefore it is key that companies go beyond looking at their own operations, but look into the supply chain and work together with their suppliers to reduce the water footprint in the supply chain. Make, for instance, agreements with the suppliers to reduce the water footprint over time to reasonable levels.